Investment advice provided on the following program is on an individual basis. Listeners should not consider today's discussion as a recommendation for any investment and should carefully evaluate before investing. This is Your Real Estate Today on News Talk 1110 WB.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the show, Your Real Estate Today. I'm Paul Jameson, your host of the show. So glad that you are with us. We apologize that we are pre-recording today, but I just want to let you all know that we've got an exciting show ahead and that we are going to walk you through some very interesting topics today. If you're a homeowner, an investor, you like real estate, or you have real estate, this show is for you. Again, I'm Paul Jameson, owner of the Jameson family of companies. That's Jameson Realty, Jameson Property Management, Jameson Property Investments. So thank you all for being with us. I've got two exceptional guests today. One is Michelle Wine. She's with Costner Law Firm. Costner is our closing partner, and we really enjoy working with Costner. Now, Michelle, it's great to have you back. It's been like, what, 4 months?
Oh, maybe longer than that,
longer.
But thank you.
Yeah, so
thank
glad
you so
to
much.
have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you. And also, the one regular we've got here, Mr. Preston Sandlin with Home Inspection Carolina. Hey, bud, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Paul. Appreciate it.
You know, before we get started, I definitely just, Preston, certainly think an awful lot of you and your business, but, also these days there's been a little bit of a personal change in your family and a true sign of grace. You want to just quickly mention what's going on there?
Yeah, thank you, Paul. I'm just getting back from Pittsburgh, where they have a transplant specialist up there. My wife gave 60% of her liver to be transplanted to her mom. Mm-hmm. She had cirrhosis of the liver, and she's not a drinker. She wants everybody to know that. They think she took some psoriasis medicine back in the 70s that has been linked to it. But anyway, they took her liver completely out, put 60% of my wife's liver in her transplanted. And if everything goes well, my wife's back home. Obviously she's got a little bit of a road to go, but her mother's still up in Pittsburgh. But the liver regenerates, the only organ in the body that regenerates, and it's just a miracle. It's just a miracle.
Yeah, well, miracle. Certainly we have been praying for Meg and her mom and their continued recovery, and we hope that continues. And,
well, thank you.
And love the bravery that your wife has shown, and you all as a family, the sacrifice that you're willing to make.
Well, so thank you. Because my wife,
she's a rock star, man.
Yeah,
she's a rock star, man. I'm telling you, she really is. It's really something. Well, I think to start out today, and Preston, we're probably going to weave some things in and out.
Sure.
Michelle, every week when I put together the scripts and I think about what we're doing and what we talk about, one of the things fundamentally that I spend a lot of time working with clients on is, what should they expect?
Oh, what should you expect?
What does it mean? What is the process like? And preemptively, Preston and Michelle and I were talking before we started today. Probably should be recording some of that, TJ. That's probably the real stuff that people really want to hear. Right. Minus the chair squeaking.
Yeah.
But they did get new chairs in here, so they don't squeak, man.
Yeah.
I was like, up. That was like New Year. There's something going on there. I guess my check cleared. But I think the preparation of the process, Michelle. There are many pieces to it. It's not smoke and mirrors, and
right. We really don't just sit in our office and do nothing. I promise.
Yeah. Kind of first of all, talking about the expenses. We can kind of kick through there. There's as everybody knows, some of the obvious stuff. The home inspection is one of those. Surveys can be one of those, and a survey can be expensive, but there's a reason, right?
Yes, definitely. They can be expensive, but you really need to get one. Even on new construction, I would recommend you getting one. because, you know, they're going to show where the property lot lines are, they're going to show where the building setbacks are.
Yeah.
There could be potential issues. Somebody could have put in a basement
Oh, yeah.
or put in a sunroom to the property and violated the setback, or even just put up a
Fence or something.
fence
Yeah.
and put it in their neighbor's yard. I mean, it happens all the time where fence companies will use the stakes that are in the yard instead of the pins,
Right.
and someone has accidentally knocked one over and then put it back. And
What-
so here we are having a fence on the neighbor's yard. So
Wasn't there a house in Myers Park a couple of years ago that they had built an addition and they literally had to tear it down because it was over? There was supposed to be a setback or something, and they went over.
and they
it or
went
something.
over.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think they had to tear that down.
Yeah,
or
tear it
something.
down, rebuild it. I mean, it gets really costly.
Ooh.
Really costly.
So I guess you're saying the survey's important.
Yes, yes, surveys are so important. I recommend surveys on all of my properties.
Yeah. me too.
Even if you say, well, I know the current owner. Okay, that's
right.
great.
You
Just
won't
get
know
a survey.
the next one if he sells, right?
Trust
That's
but
right.
verify.
Yeah.
Trust but verify.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting, the survey issues that I have seen over the years. You know, there are a lot of built-in encroachments in the older properties, as you're saying, in Myers Park, where you've got overhangs going into encroachments. You do have those issues,
Mhm.
right? You know, I've seen them built over the, you know, houses, roofs, you know, built over the property line in some of those cases, and there's really nothing you can do about those, but you need to know what's
Yeah.
going on, and the title and insurance company needs to be able to overwrite some of those.
Right, because more than likely, if there's an issue with the survey, the title company is going to take exception to that, and they're not going to help you out.
Yeah.
But it could be a good negotiation. You know, okay, well, we see this survey issue, and yeah, it's going to be too costly to fix it, but
Right.
how about you give me some more in closing costs? Because in the end, I'm probably going to have to fix it if I resell the property. So,
Yeah, and you know, not to beat a dead house on it, but recently I put a house under contract, and it was an older home built in 1940, something like that. No, I'm sorry, 1925, and they had a shared drive. You see a lot of shared driveways,
that can lead
right?
to
So
issues.
if you've got an easement agreement for a shared driveway built in 1930, and Tara was helping me with this in your all's office because it was a contract from 1935.
oh,
So we worked out an agreement where, even though the contract ultimately didn't end going to fruition, we got approval from the neighbor. He was going to sign it because it would have benefited him too. The language was just no good anymore,
right.
right? And they had buildings that were touching, you know, and things like that. So I wanted clarity on all of those things. So I had a survey ordered, and I was working on getting a new shared driveway agreement drawn up by you all,
Yeah.
right?
You know, years and years ago, we had to move a drain field because we wanted to put a pool in, and where the drain field was. And it's a good thing we had a survey because we had to figure out where we could or not put the drain field
Right.
because of setbacks and stuff. And it was money well spent.
Right. Why not just spend the money now when you're buying the house, then try to spend it later? I mean, include that with your closing costs, and let's just get it done now so you know everything you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. It's
Right
not
up
like
front.
marriage. You can't beg for forgiveness later. The line is the line, right?
Well,
It
everything
isn't-
we're talking about is to take the surprises out. I mean, surprises in real estate usually not a good thing.
Right.
Not a good
Yeah.
thing.
Hence. Okay. We
There's
got
some
that.
things in life surprises are good, but real estate ain't one of them.
Right. All right. So we've got the estimated property taxes, right? That's another cost.
Right.
Association dues. A lot of people don't know that there's sometimes with associations fees that you have to pay up front in order not only just to get the information, right?
Right. That's right.
But also, if you buy into a neighborhood, they have a capital expense that you pay.
Yeah, normally the buyer will pay a capital contribution, and normally it's around, I would say, a month worth of the association dues. But I mean, it can range from $500 to $1,500. It can get pretty costly in those capital contributions.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the HOA fees are, you know, done by the seller.
Right.
because that's written within the contract too. So anything that is needed to transfer the property over to the buyer, that is done by
That
the
includes
seller.
the survey, right? The HOA survey to get the.
Right, the questionnaire thing that we need with the due amounts and things like that, that's done by the seller. And if they've got a transfer fee is what they call it, to transfer the property from the seller to the buyer, that is a seller cost too.
AKA money grab in my book.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well,
So
we've
that's
got.
just addition to everything else?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, we've got a lot more to come. The show Your Real Estate Today. Preston Sandlin, Home Inspection Carolina. Michelle Wyden with Costner. Myself, Paul Jameson. Stay with us. We'll be right back on the show Your Real Estate Today on News Talk 1110 and 99.3 WBT.
I bet the homeowner associations love it when you sell. 'Cause
Oh
that's
yeah,
extra,
man, it's
extra
a money
money.
grab. It's a
That's
money
it.
grab.
They make
It's
so much
purely
money.
a
They
money
really
grab.
do. Sometimes when I'm reading through the settlement statement, I'm just like, HOAs, all that. Okay, you guys can see what you're paying. I don't know if I want to go through each one, but there's the HOAs.
HOAs can be good, but they can also be tyrant. The problem is people who get on those things sometimes are the people who shouldn't be on them.
That's true. I always say though, if the buyer's like, all these dues and stuff, I say, well, you want to get involved? Get involved.
Yeah, but
Something's not going right? Get involved. It's
But-
your association too. But
yeah, on the other hand, I've been over like in a neighborhood like over Shadow Lake, and I'm driving through there, and this guy's running a taxi cab out of his house, and he's got like 12 cars in his front yard. I'm like, now here's where you need a homeowners association, right
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
to prevent stuff like that.
yeah, so it can be a good thing though, because of those kind of things, right?
Exactly.
Rarely though. Usually it's just a bunch of bored old people.
Nazis. Your garbage can's
Tell me.
showing from the street.
At 5:01.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
You didn't close your mailbox yesterday.
You left your garbage can 10 minutes beyond the time.
Oh, I get that.
Oh.
It's like they're waiting there with
Oh,
a
yeah.
time-stamped iPad to take your picture. And
Yeah, we're
bust it.
taking a ruler out to your grass to
Don't
see
you-
how long
Oh,
it is, right?
yeah.
I mean, don't you need to move to Florida or
You
something?
know, worse, I was on an HOA in Florida. I was on the board.
Uh-huh.
1 year I made it. And that was it. I couldn't wait to get off.
Oh, and it's kind of a Peyton politic-y thing, too. It's,
Oh, James, you talk about bored. Yeah, but see, we should have recorded all that.
yeah, that was good. That was good content right there.
All right.
All right, here we go.